Capper's in front by 2 lengths here from Bacanali. Rangers, Jeff Fruit. King Capper's in front. F down the outside, but in front near the line, King Capper.
Hi, welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop, episode 319. So she's been going a while now. Obviously this week we will preview our runners at Eagle Farm. The show, as always, is brought to you by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group and by Mr. 5 Star. This week we've ventured up north to River Junction, and first time I've been here. What a place!
Yeah, it's a beautiful farm. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's a lovely farm. We're a bit over an hour and a half north of Brizzy up here. We've had plenty of rain, which I'm sure you'll show on some of the footage of the place. So it's pretty wet. It's nice and green. The horses do really well up here. A lot of them come up here for their break before they head back to their pre-training centres. So it's a lovely farm, and it's a great addition to what encompasses all parts of Gollan racing.
Before we get into it, mate, just a special mention to a couple of people who have been close to the stable for quite a long time.
Yeah, congrats to Ant and Lani on the birth of little Hugo. I think Hugo. So cute, little cutie. Well done, team. It's been a road to get Hugo out, but it's fantastic. Good for you both. You're both terrific people and going to make awesome parents. So Hugo's in for a treat with a mum and dad like yourselves.
He's again touched on his softer side amongst below that hard exterior. I've seen it a few times this week. Are you getting a bit more mellow with your age or what?
I don't know. You'll find out your next mistake.
Well, we know about that. Rah. Anyway, last weekend, how good was it? Obviously, Queen Air winning and Mullane for different reasons. Queen Air, you put your clackers on the line, I suppose, buying it for $350. Obviously, she's well performed before that, but her profile leading into that sale wasn't the best. It was great for her to come out and really perform for the stable.
Yeah, it was good. When we bought her, Will Bourne identified her for me, which Will can certainly find a horse, which we know. We wanted a horse. She was the ideal horse to come up here. She wanted good ground and plenty of speed on. We said 2 races have been very wet and with no tempo. So she's actually performed well outside of the boundaries that we sort of bought her. So she's done a really good job. She's a lovely mare, beautiful, big, strong mare, and she's going to do a really good job. She reminded me of a mare like Princess Rani's that I had for Graham and Linda, and she's doing everything that she sort of did now. So she's well on her way. She runs in the shootout now in a couple of weeks, and if she could win that, then she could make her way to Magic Millions Day being a homebred. So there's been a plan with it from the minute we bought her, and you'll see her back for the Winter Carnival.
Yeah, fastest 400 and 200 of the meeting last week. So and on to Mullane, great for Rosemont. They're a bond and they're a relationship that we're really keen to keep cementing and building on.
Yeah, they're awesome. They've been very supportive of our stable. Nitho, Ryan, and obviously Nige down there. They do a good job. We're very lucky to get the horses that we get off them. He's been a nice horse. He come as a colt. They allowed me to geld him, and he's just been a really nice horse since then. He had that race in his keep a long way out the other day. He's funny. He come up with a reputation he wouldn't handle wet ground, but he absolutely loves it. So he's doing a good job, Mullane, and he can go on and do some nice things throughout this summer. I mean, who knows what this summer entails? Yeah. We can get 100 mil in an afternoon, and for a horse like Mullane that can handle that sort of ground, he's just a beauty to have in your yard during this period.
On to this week's prize, again brought to you by the Brisbane Airport Hotel Group. This week it's a $200 voucher at the Apron restaurant at the Pullman. Who's the lucky winner?
Frank Bell. Lucky he is. Alex just keeps on throwing prizes out. He must be really in the festive spirit, and they're good prizes because the food out there is outstanding. Yeah,
he's a good man, 5 Star. I had a beer with him yesterday afternoon, so he was filling me in on everything that's going on out there. So yeah, good on to him, and he is a great supporter of the show, and he was very pleased when you were in Hong Kong and you had his little logo on his shirt. He was very happy on my right side, actually. So yeah, he's very happy with that, and was well noted.
Yeah, no, good on him. They run a great show out there, and all these little prizes that they give away, they range from really good prizes to the food vouchers and that. It's unreal. You just don't have a bad meal there. Service is second to none, and the hotels themselves, if you're ever on a stopover in Brisbane, they're well worth staying at.
It's definitely another couple of horses you've got to go into their 5 Star after that wrap. All right, let's get on to this week. Stop gibbering. Track is currently a heavy 9, rails out 4.5 metres. What are we going to expect?
Well, I got on the show last week and I said it'd be good to be on a good 4. I couldn't have got that much more wrong if I tried, because the rain come early and it rained all day and we got to a heavy 10. Yep. This week will be opposite. We'll improve a lot. It's supposed to be windy for the next few days, and it's obviously sunny. So, this track, although it downgraded throughout the meeting, it raced really well last week with fine weather leading into it. And we're looking at 2 days fine weather plus fine on the day with wind. I can see this track. I can see, look, it might get back to good. It'll certainly be on the better side of soft.
Yeah, which is going to suit our runners. All right, let's get in it. Race 1's a benchmark 78 handicap over 2,218. Our runner we got in is Sabiba. She's ready to win this mare. She's $6 and $2.10. She's hitting the sweet spot now. It's not overly that much speed in the race, so I can see Cormac T and New World Tapestry going forward. What is she going to do?
Going to roll forward on her. I keep on drawing wide with her. I go back. I'm giving them a start. And typical Brisbane staying race, they get there, find their spot, pull back. And the other day, she even got keen in the run the other day because she's just too far off them. So we're going to roll her. We're going to chance our arm this time. We've come back in grade. We're really well suited grade-wise. Distance, no concern. Cutting the ground, no concern. Going to ride her. Let her be closer in the run. You're not going to see me be as negative from the start.
All right, on to race 3, Class 6 handicap over 1,000 metres. We've got Bazik, 58 kilos with Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim, barrier 4. Her early odds are 210. I think that's juicy if you can get that jump in because I think it'll shorten. First up on Saturday after missing a start last week in the listed race. Again, speed here is questionable. There's two speed runs, Flaming Conquest and Sunny Coast, and obviously Bazik's going to be on speed.
Yeah, she'll just jump and find a nice spot in the first 3. She's an adaptable sort of horse. She's not a lead at all costs. She can be wherever. What she's got, you know, that a few have in this race, I guess, but she's got it probably in spades, quality. She's up to better races than this. Handles Eagle Farm, loves a bit of cut in the ground. She's got a perfect surface for her, I think, on the weekend, and she's got a lovely racing pattern. So she ticks all the boxes. Good ride for Emily, pulls 2 kilos off, gets in well at the weights. You know, to be at 58 and a 90, I think she gets in beautifully with the claim. So she's probably my best of the day.
All right, well, we got 4 races between 3 and race 7, so I'll be hitting the bar. But anyway, don't worry about me.
Oh, I can have some lunch.
On to the Group 3, Bruce McLachlan next over 1,200 metres. We've got 2 runners this year. Firstly, we'll start with Lockyer. He's got 57 kilos, Ryan Maloney, barrier 12. So draws wide again. His run last time, you know, you got to go back and have a look at it. It was that good. Will he firstly take his place?
I think he's very unlikely. So I just wait, guys. He's pretty unlikely, Lockyer. He's just drawn awkward again. I don't want to see the same thing happen. What happened the other day? His sectionals are brilliant, but he was not in a winning position because of where he drew and how he stepped. So I think we can probably do better. We're pretty keen to get him to the Magic Millions, and therefore I think we'll run him next week.
All right, our other runner is Outback Barbie, Hi Barbie. She's barrier 10. 290 in the market, 55 kilos, Angela Jones on board. First up was good on a surface that I don't think she's going to improve lengths on top of the ground. I don't think there's any doubt about that, which she's probably going to get that track this week. So I could see a market improvement in what she did last time.
She'll definitely improve. She'll improve for racing as well. She's very raw, still filly. She's not there yet. She's very much like her mother at the same age, but a little bit ahead of where her mother was. Her mother was the same. She got the job done early, but she just improved and improved. She got into that 2-year-old season, and this filly will do exactly the same thing. I felt she needed one more run before the Millions. This run will top her off beautifully. She's drawn a little bit awkward, but she'll roll forward. She's a lovely filly, can begin and show natural gate speed. So she'll either race outside lead or 1-1, something like that. But she'll certainly race forward to the speed. 1,200 is no concern. She's very fit, got a lovely big stride on her, and look, she's a testing material. The market's going to be interesting, whether they go for the Sydney horses or they go for, they normally do. They normally start to, you know, chime in on the horses that got that Sydney form, the SF, as they call it, on Sky. So we'll see if the SF's good enough to beat her on the weekend, because she's in good shape.
Let's hope that the EF form is good enough.
Absolutely.
All right. On to race 8. We got 6 chances this year again. Listed Falvelon over 1,200 metres. I think we'll control the speed in this race. So we'll start with Zarastro gelding. He's got 58 kilos. Angela Jones on board, barrier 10. He's 650 in the market. He's going for back-to-back wins in this race. He first up was very good, and will definitely improve out at 1,200 metres.
Yeah, this race has been pretty kind to me over the years, this Falvelon. And these summer sprints in general have been to the stable with a strong hand in this. He's probably one of our leading chances. He's probably a little bit further in the market than I expected. I thought he might have been a little bit closer to Hidden Wealth, who we'll get to. He'll improve usually out to 1,200. Ange knows him well, she'll ride him well, she'll understand the track where it's playing. It'll play a little bit off fence again, there's no doubt. That rails out a touch further, but we're not out to a spot yet where it becomes a true fence track, so we'll still be a little bit off. But no, as long as his track can continue to improve dryness-wise, he's better, the better surface. If it's wetter, he's a distinct disadvantage.
Yeah.
But as the track improves, his chances will get better and better.
Yeah, where the next horse is probably the other way. Hidden Wealth, 56 kilos, Cole Wilson Taylor, barrier 12. He's 280 in the market. very good last time in the George Moore. He rated enormously on the day. He was the highest rated horse in Australia in terms of over that distance. He overpassed, who won the Group 1 Winterbottom. So very good last time.
He's really good. He's a lovely horse, and look, he can handle wet or dry. He's not just a wet tracker. He's very good on good ground. He's adaptable. Early as a younger horse, we rode him just off speed and things like that, and that's going to come to play in races like this and better races as he goes on. He's not a one-trick pony. He's got lovely overall speed, so Kyle will put him handy. I think those two horses control the speed. I think Zarastro will lead. Yeah. Hidden Wealth probably sitting outside. If something else wants to annoy them and go forward, he'll just come back a pair. Hidden Wealth. There's no have to put him in a certain spot. He's just a very good sprinter.
All right, Cannonball's our third runner in the race. Martin Harley's aboard, 55 kilos, barrier 5. Good run first up. There was a blanket finish, so yeah, we'll see how the form sort of tracks out of that race.
Yeah, he certainly needs good ground, this horse. His record is so much better on good tracks than it is on wet tracks. That's important to him. He'll improve a lot off that first up run. He's drawn to get a lovely good run. He loves to be in behind speed. He's going to be somewhere around about that second, third pair. He'll improve hugely. Will he improve enough to beat the other two? I'm not sure, but you'll see him race a lot better than about the 40-1 quote what he is.
All right, all that pizzazz. Next one, 54.5 kilos, Emily Lang on board, barrier 3, $21 in the market. Again, another solid performer last time out.
These horses were all good runs, although never threatened to win. He'll be much better to 1200, this horse. He's got better and better as this prep's gone on. I think he's at his best now. He just hadn't come up as well as I'd liked earlier. I was a little bit playing catch-up. I ran him when he wasn't quite ready at the Sunshine Coast. He improved nicely into the other day, but he's a lot better again to this week. He'll be a big improver, all that pizzazz.
Heart of a lion, and what a buy he's been for the stable.
He's been a brilliant buy, and he's a really nice horse, and you'll see him run. He's won for exotics on the weekend. He's a massive improver Saturday.
All right, next runner is Natuno, 54 kilos, the important booking of Regan Bayliss from barrier 14. Forget last run anyone has seen, it's probably the run of the day. For me, he's the one who can beat them all.
Well, he could. He's always had the X factor ability-wise about him. He's going to go back and come wide, and that's going to suit him. He's not one to want to go up underneath horses too much. He likes to be in front of them or outside them. So if you look at his last win at the Sunshine Coast over 1,000, which was at the end of the winter, he just sat back off him at the 1,000, minding his business to come to the centre of the track. Yep. He'll do similar here. He'll be somewhere in the second half of the field, just getting a nice smooth run, I hope, different to what he got the other day, and then just track up and get at them. You saw his sectionals. He was very good at them. My only query with him is he is good at 1,200 as what he is at 1,000. He's just got to behave himself, and his mannerisms in the run have got to improve. And if he can do that, he can run well, and he can make his way to the Magic Millions sprint.
Speaking of that, nearly all these runners are. That's going to be their next target, obviously, the Magic Millions Carnival.
Yeah, some of them go to the Syndicate, some go to the Sprint, some go to the Cutest. It all just depends on which races they're eligible for.
Yep, last of our runners is King Kappa. He's another one who'll go there, 53 kilos, CJ Graham, barrier 7, $41 in the market. Another one that went well last time. Good at the track and trip, and lightweight's going to help.
Improve sharply out to 1,200 as well. He needs this run to be ready for the Syndicate in a fortnight. He was one jump out into that race the other day, blew out late. That'll be better again here. Then I just got a lovely, easy time for him into the 1,100 on the foot. I couldn't see him beating the top chances in the race. I can see him being an improved run again and having spot on for Magic Millions Carnival.
Best of the 6.
Best of the 6 will be the Quinella, Zarastro, Hidden Wealth.
Nice, very good. All right, on to race 9, benchmark 85 handicap over 1,400 metres. We'll get straight into it. Transatlantic's got 56 kilos. Regan Bayliss aboard, barrier 7. He's a juicy $3.70. Huge first up. Forgive last run, totally forgive. Went to the wrong part of the track. You can see him bouncing back here.
I can see him racing well. It's a good race, this. It's a very good race. A few of these horses are definite open company horses in the making, so it's a strong race. He'll race really well here. Always be forgiving a horse in the wrong part of the track at Eagle Farm. We've seen it all year when they get down there. We saw it with Hidden Wealth leading into the Wheatwood. Down the wrong part of the track, people say the run was plain, comes out, finds the right part of Toowoomba and he wins a listed race. So ignore last start, you'll see him race back to his best. I think his best is good enough to challenge these. I think he's a really nice horse. The ground will be perfect for him. He'll have just a cut out of it. He'll find the right part of the track, and he's well weighted.
All right, Rising Pacific is also going around in this race, 55.5 kilos, Kyle Wilson Taylor, barrier 8. First up, and tends to needs to run to bring him on for his next run, and obviously what we got planned, a couple of weeks down the track. So what do you see coming from him? Just
relaxing, hitting the line. He just needs good ground. So, we'll go here if he leads well into the next race for him. They're just a bit tricky, these horses, that with Magic Millions Carnival coming up, they sort of can't run. So we're just trying to kick them off to get them into their prep.
Best of 2 Transatlantic.
All
right, on to race 10, our final race. Class 3 plate over 1,200 metres. Certainly can. Again, Regan Bayliss aboard here, 55 kilos, drawn really well here. Was definitely disappointing first up. Her barrier manners let her down, and on that day she sweat up quite badly. So if she can handle that, she'll be a whole heap better here.
Yeah, she's a difficult mare when it comes to the gates. You know, we've done a lot of work with her away from the stables and that to get her right. But as soon as she gets race day, she knows what it's all about, and she puts herself into a bit of a tears. Hopefully she's better. She was obviously quite hot and humid day there the other day at Dunemann, and it just cooked herself a little bit. And she'll improve a lot. That was a wet track. It was a soft 7 that day. I think she's so much better on top of the ground.
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of her on really wet ground, so I think she'll improve. She's got to improve on a rider a bit quieter too, to ride her where she's comfortable and watch her finish off. So I think you'll see a better run, but her manners have just got to improve. It's up to her. Ball's in her court.
All right, we're in the final furlong of the Final Gallop, the all-important. What's your best of the day?
I could toss up between 2 of my fillies. I love them both, actually. Would be Hi Barbie or Bezique, but I'm going to go Bezique. I think she's just got the runs on the board. She's first up, and they can be vulnerable, but she won't be. She's up to the mark and ready to go.
Best each way chance?
Best each way chance. It's a pretty easy one at the markets. I think it's Zarastro, 650. I just don't see how he doesn't run top 3.
Best elsewhere over the weekend?
Best elsewhere over the weekend. Geez, I hope the barriers are kind to me at the provincials, particularly for this horse. I haven't been kind to him once yet. Midnight Spirit. I think he's a really nice colt. You see the form out of his trial has really stood up as well. So he's the horse for me.
Best in work this week?
Oh, just getting through the work this week was a dream in itself. So nothing worked outstanding because they weren't allowed to. Everything was well held. It was a pretty sloppy couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it was just a good effort by all to get the work done.
All right, it's now time for Cavs Corner, again brought to you by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Over to you, big fella.
Welcome to Cavs Corner for this week. We had a little bit of joy last week. No knockers. I haven't heard any knockers. Small dividend, but it was worthwhile. This week I'm going to go Bezique a win into Natuno a place. Good punting, guys.
So yeah, obviously he's gone Bezique the win into Natuno the place. And
Did he salute last week?
He did, actually.
He did.
I was going to keep that quiet because...
No, well, he's had his tail up. He's had his tail up in the air. So he's got a bit of wind under his sails, and he's going in keen, confident and keen.
Yeah, no, he's on...
He's gone win place. See, his best record on this show has always been place.
Yeah.
But nah, when he does that, he gets a win. Then he gets a bit cocksure about himself. His feathers start flapping, and off he goes. So,
that's a scary sight. That's scary. Yeah. That's scary imaging.
The old rooster is up and about. So it's interesting. No, I don't mind his multi. Natuno, I want to be on his best behaviour.
All right. Well, obviously Christmas around the corner, so I'm sure you wish everyone a Merry Christmas and good luck on the weekend.
Yeah, Christmas comes before we do our next show, so wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the festive season. You know what it's all about, isn't it? Spending time with family and friends and enjoying each other's company. That's what we'll all do. Hopefully we can engage you into a few winners this weekend prior to Christmas, because it's an expensive part of the year, Christmas, we all know, but it's a lot of fun. So everyone out there, have a Merry Christmas. We appreciate your support throughout this year and watching us dribble on this show. So have a great Christmas, eat plenty and drink plenty.